Thank you to everyone who left comments and suggestions after yesterday's video. It's much appreciated and I'll try to do these a bit more often. Yesterday when I was walking around I attempted to explain this sign, but when I watched the video yesterday I made a bit of a pig's ear of it, made mistakes, so I didn't include it in the video that I uploaded to YouTube, and hopefully I'll make a better attempt at it now. This shop offers services for cars, and on the sign it's just 3 words, so we'll go through those 3 words. And the top word, it's actually an English word that's been transliterated into Thai. It's air, A-I-R, short for air conditioning. And for that word, all we really need is one Thai vowel, sara air, air. There, you've got it. But we can't just write that vowel, and I'll try to explain why. If a word starts with a vowel sound, it has to have this or-ang silent character as well. You can't just write the vowel on its own. And with some Thai vowels, they're written before the consonant, some after, some above, some below. And with this example I've written over here, this word here says im with a low tone, and that means to be full, so have a full stomach. It starts with a sara it, like an I sound, and you need to write that above a consonant. So if there was no consonant, we've got nothing to write it above, so we just write it above this silent consonant or ang, and we need to use that convention for all vowels. So with sara air, the consonant is always written after the vowel. So we're using the same convention, we need to put an or-ang after the vowel. And you'll also notice at the end of the word there's a ro-rua. In the sign it looks like an English S, but it's actually a ro-rua. And there's a symbol above which is called garan. And when Thais use loan words from other languages, it could be a European language, or it could be from Pali or Sanskrit. What they do, they try to follow the spelling, and because the English word has got an R at the end, A-I-R, they then put the ro-rua, which is the Thai R at the end, just to follow the spelling. But it's not actually needed, and if we just left it on its own, ro-rua as a final consonant becomes an N sound. So this word will be N with an N ending, which we don't want. So they put this little symbol above, which is called garan, and that just basically says ignore whatever is below this symbol. On to the second word in the middle, and this is actually 2 words. So the first word is hohip, morma, or-ang, and it uses the second tone mark. And the basic sound of the word is just these 2. It's the morma and or-ang, so more. The hohip remains silent, and it's only there for tone purposes. So the tone of this word, as it's got the hohip, it's got a high class initial consonant, and it uses the second tone mark, so it has a falling tone. If the hohip wasn't there, the word would have a low class initial consonant and the second tone mark, so it would have a higher tone. But this one's got a falling tone. More, with the sort of falling tone, you need to try to put more energy into the first part of the word, then let it drop off. This is one of the big difficulties of Thai. It just means pot, the kind of thing you have in your kitchen. It's what my wife cooks rice in. And the second word, we've got nonu, the N initial consonant, sara and second tone mark, naam, which means water, so water pot. And in this context, this means a radiator. It's a car water radiator. So this shop can also repair radiators as well as repairing air conditioning. The third word, the one at the bottom, is also an English word that's been transliterated into Thai. It's film, F-I-L-M, and it's the tinted film that Thais put in their cars on the windscreen and windows because it gets so hot with all the sunshine. With the fonts on signs, they often don't use the little loops. So when I saw this initial consonant, I saw that the final stroke was longer than the initial stroke, so I knew it was an F. If they'd been the same length, it would have been a P. I wasn't sure if it was the for fun or the for far, because there's no loop. I think it's for fun, so really there should be a loop on the outside. Why are there two F consonants in Thai? And that's because the two F consonants here have different classes, and the class of the initial consonant affects the tone. So for fun has a loop on the outside, and for far has a loop on the inside. For fun is low class, and for far is high class. That makes sense. What doesn't make as much sense is the S consonants. You've got three S consonants, so sua, so sala, so rusi, and they all make S sounds and they're all high class. So really two are redundant, but I guess it's because of historical reasons. So back to this word, they've just tried to follow the English spelling. So it's got an F initial consonant, then the Sara it, which is like an English I, and then the Lorling, which is like an English L, and the final consonant is the Morma, the M. But what they've had to do, once again, is to put a Garan, a character, above the Lorling, because it's not used, and if it wasn't there, and then L was used, I guess at Thais would probably put an implied vowel between the Lorling and Morma, so that would, sort of affect the pronunciation of the word. So they've put the Lorling in just to follow the English spelling, but you don't need it. So really the pronunciation is like fim. Tone mark, it's a because it ends with an M sound, it's a live syllable. You can carry on voicing it. Fim, and the initial for fun is low class, so that low class initial consonant with the live syllable just makes a mid-tone. Okay, I hope that all made sense. If you've got any questions, please leave them below in the comments, and thank you for watching.